Alright guys, welcome to a new journey. Today we're going to be playing College Hoops 2K8. Obviously this is episode number 1. If you want to be somewhat familiar with what type of videos I do on my channel, make sure to go ahead and check out my NCAA Basketball 10 playlist. It'll kind of give you a little overview of what type of videos I do like to do. I do commentary type videos, so hopefully you do like that. And so we're going to get into it. So I've really never played this game. I tested about 2 to 3 games out just to try to get familiar with the controls. I always heard that this was a game that was way better than NCAA Basketball 10. Now, gameplay-wise, 100%. It destroys it. Absolutely. Presentation, obviously, EA Sports definitely made sure NCAA Basketball 10 was the game to go for that. So my TV's up here, so if you see me looking up there, that is why. We're on the Xbox 360 for this channel, for or at least for NCAA Basketball, or College Hoops 2K8, sorry. So let's get into it. So, that's the wrong button. Okay, alright, so I had to accidentally hit A and everything, and I was in the game on accident. But here is kind of the main menu, I guess. So we have quick game modes, we have options around the NCAA, creation zone where you can create a team, which I won't be doing yet. If I really enjoy this game thoroughly, I do want to create a team. That's something I've always wanted to do on this channel so far, as long as I've been playing. We got features, which of course is, you know what features is. I mean, come on. And then load save and Xbox Live, which I don't have on currently. So we're going to go to game modes, and I believe it is legacy mode. Yeah, it's legacy mode, looks like. So we're going to start a new career. I've never played this. So quitting the current game. Yeah, we don't need this game. This is just a dumb play now. So I've never played this. So number of users, 1. Halftime length, I'm going to bump it up to 14. That's what I play on NCAA Basketball 10. Injuries on. Player transfers, yes. Players leave early. Which I don't like to. I do. Custom conferences, I will put. Custom schedule, yes. So that all looks good. Whoops. And let's do... What's tip do? Welcome to Legacy Mode. Take a school and lead them to a national championship. Their destiny is in your hands. You are in control of every aspect of your team. Scout the top high school players in the new Amateur Basketball League, the ABL. Recruit them to your school. Mold players into superstars through the new development system. Call the plays on the court. Take big shots and win the national title as yours. And that's a whole bunch of more reading that I don't feel like doing right now. So I'll probably end up reading that when I edit the video. So let's go back and we can continue here. Starting a new game mode will lose any unsaved progress. That is okay, as long as it saves what we just did there. So we're going to pick our school. So obviously, if you seen the thumbnail by now, you know what school I'm going to pick. But if you don't know, I am going to be picking the University of DePaul. So I was looking at, I don't want to do Big Ten because I do one for NCAA football. I do it for NCAA Basketball 10. So I'm like, let me move away from the Big Ten for at least one series at least. So I started looking at my other favorite, at least conference. SEC was a big one I thought about, but if you guys do remember in my NCAA Basketball, I do end up talking about Rutgers a couple times. I did a series on them. And so recently, as far as today, I played Syracuse in my NCAA Basketball 10. So I maybe really want to go back in the Big East. So we're going to pick DePaul without further ado. So we're picking DePaul. This is a school that is average in the Big East. If you look at a lot of these teams, a lot of people are above us. We have a couple below us, but we're definitely on the lower half of this. So we're picking DePaul. Select a team to swap with. What you mean, buddy? Oh, this is for custom conferences. My bad. My bad. I'm going to do some things real quick, and I'll be right back. After some consideration, I'm just going to keep the conferences how it is for 1 year. If you guys will definitely like me to change it up, I will definitely be changing the conferences up to what it is in real life. So if you guys want that for Season 2, 100%, as long as they let me, I will definitely try to do that. Alright guys, so we're here at the creation for our coach. Now, I have a list of guys right here, players that have played for DePaul. And I think probably the best out of everyone that I see on this list, by a pretty decent margin at least, is a guy by the name of George Mikan. You guys have heard about him. He is a old school player, one of the best in his era. So that's who our head coach are going to be, is George Mikan. I'm going to make sure I spell it right before, you know, we start this. So let's see. So we got just normal George. All right, so there we go. We got George Mikan. We can make him young. How old can we make him, though? It was 25 to 40. Okay. Let's be one of the youngest coaches in history, if not the youngest. He definitely was tall, so... holy smokes. 6'10". He was white. Or if you like, if I say call. So, we're gonna keep him this. I kind of like that better. I mean, look, he had darker hair, so maybe this will look a little more... Let's do this one. It looks a lot more like him. Suit-wise is already better than NCAA basketball. I do like this. That's nice. Head type. Okay, let's change his nationality. Or just change two different... Okay, we get two different options for the head. So, here's George Mikan, the brand new coach for DePaul. I'm looking at some of our attributes here. A C- for just about everything. Yeah, C- for everything. So, hopefully we can continue to build this franchise. Oh, we can actually... No, hold on. Time out. What did I just do? Okay, so I get... How many points do I get to do? Okay, I see. I get 5 attributes. Good offensive knowledge will help to boost your players' offensive awareness. Teaching determines how fast your players will progress through practice. Like, that's important. Recruiting's important for sure. And then we'll do offense. So, I like that so far. Okay, so choose contract. So this is kind of where we pick. Looks like we pick our school. So I will try to find wherever this is at really quick, and I will be back. All right, so I think this looks good. It's a little different than last time, but I think this looks a lot better. So of course we got George Mikan, the new head coach for DePaul. He's 25. He's 6'10". If you guys want to copy how this looks for whatever reason, here it is for you guys. So I think we're good now to continue. So that's a lot better. So our job security is on the lower side, which isn't good. So wow, we got 22 attributes. Holy smokes. Yeah, we're just gonna... Can we do everything? Okay. I mean, if they're just gonna give us this, I mean, we're not the greatest team anyways, but I will take it. So, A+ for everything looks cool. Select 2 assistants. Ooh. To help you coach your team, make sure they are complete. They complement your skill set so that you and your staff achieve the best results. Alright, so we got A's everything, so who would be the best? I'm not sure what... How do I... Okay, we can go down here. So, okay, so B- overall. Is there anyone above a B-? It just get worse from down there. Okay. Alright, so... Okay, so B-, B-, B+, C. C. Are the top 2 like the best 2? A-, C. I think they are from what I'm looking at. Because the guy on the very top, he has 1 C-, so is the guy below him. Although this guy has none. I'm gonna do some looking real quick. Sorry, guys. Alright, so I decided to fire both of them. And I ended up signing these 2 guys. So they're a lot better. Well, not a lot. They're slightly better than the 2 I had before, which is really cool. So, alright, so this looks like it's gonna be our conference schedule. Okay, so this is how we do it. So we can toggle. Here we go. So I don't want to play North Carolina 18. I want to change one team. I'm gonna keep Kansas just because I want to see how we fare against the best schools. At game number, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm gonna trade Ole Miss. Right? How do I go back? How do I do this? Delete game. Delete them. Insert new game. No. Here we go. Okay, so you guys know, like, me personally, I got to face my old school. So we will be switching Ole Miss out and traveling to Michigan. Now, looking at the schedule, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very, like, back and forth home-wise. We have a lot more home, it looks like, than away. And obviously, we can't do anything to our conference schedule. I think that looks pretty decent. Creighton, Northwestern, NC, AT&T, A&T, Texas, CC, Wyoming, Kansas, Vanderbilt, Illinois, Chicago, Michigan, Clemson, who actually just played recently as making of this video, in my Michigan Dynasty, them, and then Detroit. I actually like that for the first season. I'm going to keep it how it is. Now, I have never done recruiting. Like you guys know, I barely touched this game besides like 3 quick games. So, use the ABL to scout the high school players in your region or around the nation. Choose 1 game each day and unlock details of the recruits that play in it. Playing the games will add bonus recruiting points to your total, which you can use for extra recruiting tasks during the season. You can use filters to search the ABO rosters for players you've already had contact with and set up your target list, but you won't be able to recruit any of the players until the NCAA season starts. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm good at 10. Why not? Think I do anything crazy? Yeah. I'll be back. Alright, advanced to the college season. That took a little while. I'm not even sure if I did everything correctly or not. Okay, this looks like the main like menu for everything. It looks like. So we got a season kickoff scrimmage, the preview show. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. We got recruiting points, which I want to look into. We got our rosters. I might just keep the names how they are. I'm debating. I'll probably just keep the names how they are for this and instead of doing the real life ones. If you guys want me to do real life, let me know. I would definitely love to do that. And then we got some drills to complete. So let's look at our calendar first. Quickly view the next few weeks on the calendar screen or use your daily view to get a detailed breakdown on each of the day's activities. The season schedule is handy. Listing of all your team's games and tournament trees provides a visual representation of every tournament bracket. Okay. What is this? Sim through day? Midnight March Madness kicks off for them. Okay. For us. Okay, that's just our scrimmage. I won't scrimmage because I played a little bit with DePaul already in a couple games just to try to get the feel for him. So I actually will simulate this. Just because I don't need it right now. So we're going to simulate this day. And see just kind of what to do. I'm kind of lost, honestly, if I'm going to be real with you. Watch it. Yeah, let's watch it together, guys. I'm curious on this. Wow. This looks so cool already.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel at the anchor desk with my partner, Clark Kellogg, bringing you the 2K Sports Season Preview Show. Here are the top 5 teams in the nation as we head into the season. The Kansas Jayhawks come in as the #1 ranked team, followed by North Carolina, Memphis, Michigan State, and Louisville. What do you think of the top 5 teams going into the year, Clark?
These are some outstanding teams, Greg. Fun to watch. Not many weaknesses. They do so many things well on the basketball court. It's not surprising to see them in the top 5. Every time these teams take the floor, you're assured of seeing entertaining basketball.
Kansas is in the catbird seat to start the season, sitting pretty in the #1 spot. They had a nice finish to the year, but it ended with a disappointing loss in the regional final.
They were so close to the Final Four they could taste it. And the memory of that Elite 8 loss should be all the motivation they need this year to work just that little bit harder. We'll see if they can get over the hump this time.
North Carolina is in the #2 spot. Their total of 31 wins last season was remarkable.
Matching that record is going to be a challenge, but they simply got to forget about the past and get to the business of winning games right here, right now.
Memphis comes in as #3. They are a very strong team, but they have plenty of competition from within their own league.
It's virtually impossible to go through a conference schedule unscathed. They'll probably take their lumps, but it might pay off come tournament time as tough conferences tend to produce tough teams.
Michigan State starts the year as the 4th-ranked team. Their tournament last year came to an abrupt end with a loss in the second round, Clark.
It can be demoralizing for a team not to get past the first weekend of the
Number
tournament.
4 at 12 losses.
They've had all summer to forget about that loss and instead build on the positives from last season.
Louisville is the number 5 team. They had a wonderful year last season, finishing with 24 wins.
That 20-win plateau is one of those benchmarks in college hoops that immediately classifies you as an elite team. So they're going to have a tough act to follow. But if they simply play to their potential, they can reach that mark again.
Here's the next group of teams in our preseason top 25. What do you think of this group, Clark?
We've seen so many eventual champions that were ranked in the middle of the pack during preseason that these teams have to like their chances. It's not where you start, it's where you finish that counts.
The Marquette Golden Eagles, the number 10 team, have stirred up a lot of talk in the offseason. Their dreams of tournament glory last year were quickly dashed in a first-round loss.
This year they have the potential to do much better than last. Last season they spent a lot of their energy getting to March Madness and were worn out once they got there.
This is really cool,
I'll
guys.
bet they handled the journey to the tournament much better this time.
The Tennessee Volunteers, the
16.
number 8 team, have also generated a lot of interest. They rolled to second place in their conference last year in the regular season.
As good as that sounds, I think it was a bit of a letdown for them. They wanted to come out on top, and they probably still have a sour taste in their mouths from not getting it done.
Okay, Clark, let's take a look at the teams that close out the preseason top 25 poll.
Okay.
What do you think of this collection?
Indiana's
I think
ranked.
there were a few teams that were slighted and
Illinois-
should probably be
Illinois.
in the top 25 ahead of some of these teams. But I'll hold my tongue
We're ranked!
and talk about the teams that do deserve to be here.
We're
The
ranked.
DePaul Blue Demons, the number 25
Hey!
team, probably deserve a closer look. There's a lot of talk about what a close-knit group of players this
NIT.
team has.
The idea of team chemistry is often discounted, but if you saw this team play last season,
What?
it's more than just a concept to them. I expect that team-first attitude to carry over and be a big part of another successful year.
So
The
sweet.
Clemson Tigers, the number 22 team, are also worth keeping an eye on. They're ranked where they are because it's almost impossible to find anything wrong with this team.
Nearly every team has an Achilles heel or a weakness, but this team is so well balanced. They're going to be a tough matchup for
Only had
anybody.
2 returning starters.
We now
so-
head to the part of the show where we break down the top
Okay,
players in the nation
All-Americans.
and show you our preseason All-American
We
list.
got none.
What you see before you is the cream of the crop in college hoops. What a list. What's your take on the first teamer at the top of the list, Clark?
Cruz is a tremendous talent, Greg. What I like about him most is his ability to find the soft spot in an opposing defense and exploit it. And he can do it no matter how a defense chooses to play him. I have yet to see a team truly shut him down.
As for our next first teamer, Tennessee is more than willing to go into battle with him, Clark.
Myers is really something special, Greg. There's plenty to like about him as a player. He's got that deadly combination of smarts and physical skills that makes him so difficult to defend. A coach's mentality in the body of a world-class athlete. Any questions as to why he's on the list?
Next up is a player that's drawing comparisons to some of the all-time college greats. The Texas Tech Red Raiders are fortunate to have him in their corner.
Killingsworth is a first-teamer without a doubt. He has such versatility. He can take it and rake it, get down the court with the ball and make plays. He'll be a nearly impossible matchup for their opponents.
Let's move on to a player who's worked very hard to earn his spot on the list.
Tyler
The
Hansbrough?
North Carolina Tar
Number
Heel
50?
can depend on a solid effort from him each and every night.
Giddens is the anchor of his team, and if they're going to the promised land, he's the one that's going to lead them there. We always talk about the guys with great hands. Well, he's got great feet. I love those happy feet. There are few players in the nation with better footwork than
Happy
him.
feet.
And that's what allows him to always be in the right position, whether it comes to rebounding or finding space for an open
Sorry, I'm not talking.
And
I'm just
finally,
enjoying
we have
watching
another
this, guys.
superb
Hope you
player
are.
to round out the first team. The Georgetown Hoya will probably get used to seeing him make the impossible look ordinary.
Bonner.
Is that
Often
Roy
his
Hibbert?
opposing coaches drawing up game plans designed to stop him, but it won't matter what they come up with. Give him too much room and he'll burn you off the dribble, or play him tight and watch him find a teammate for an easy hoop.
Might be
One
Roy
way or
Hibbert.
the other, he's
Could
unstoppable.
be wrong though.
As we move to the second team All-Americans, we can
Yes.
see there's no shortage of talent with this group. They're all elite players with the potential
3
to
Tennessee
dominate
guys
the game.
and-
The Virginia Cavaliers have
All
built
together.
their team around this young man's talent. And I'd say that's a pretty good idea.
Washburn was a very hard player to leave off the first team. If I had to pick some front runners for the Player of the Year award, he would be right there on the list. I've seen him take over games even when he isn't scoring 30. There are some great scorers among these All-Americans, and he's one of them. but he does much more than score.
The next player on the team is a sensational player in his own right. Tennessee is in for a great year if he lives up to his potential.
Slaughter is someone you could
I'm
look
not
at
sure
as
who this
last
guy
season
is.
progressed and see his improvement on a weekly basis. I have no doubt he belongs on this All-American team, and I think the sky's the limit for him this season.
We can expect to see
We're
some
going through
amazing
everyone?
performances
Jeez.
out of him all year long. The Tennessee Volunteers are looking for a lot of production from him, and they probably won't be disappointed.
Braun has terrific skill in so many facets of the game. It isn't out of the realm of possibility to say that he might even be a little bit underrated.
Why is this character mouth
It would
moving?
seem far-fetched to say that about a preseason All-American pick, but I'm not sure people realize just what a huge year he's in for, Greg.
Our next All-American may have designs on the first team by the end of the season. Texas A&M has one of the most reliable go-to guys in the country in him.
Briggs was one of the first players that came to mind when I was thinking of the top 10 players in the nation. The success of his team rests directly on his
Why is
shoulders.
everyone bald,
I
though?
believe he has the ability to take them all the way to the title.
And here we have the final player
Hey,
on our
yes,
list
I
of
am.
All-Americans, the UCLA Bruins. Know who their fan favorite is going to be this year?
McCroskey is last but not least on the All-American list. His upside is higher than a lot of the other guys here because he has so much raw ability. He could jump to the first team this year if he harnesses all that ability into the complete package.
All right, Clark, that about wraps things up.
Ah,
On behalf of
okay.
State Farm and the crew, I'd like to thank you again for joining us on the 2K Sports Season Preview. We'll see you during the season. So long, everyone.
Alright, that was pretty cool. So, again, sorry I didn't talk much. I actually just enjoyed watching that, and hope you guys did too. So, let's go ahead. I think we can just simulate through day. I'm not sure what... Oh, this could be our first game. Okay, let's simulate all the way through. Really quick. This is the final day to set your roster. Would you like to stop simulating and make cuts? I'm gonna go back real quick. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna do some stuff here. So, whoops. I think it's this button. There we go. All right. So, what's coach office? That's just profile. Management. Roster. So, if you want to see what our roster actually does look like, here we go for the first time. This guy is a deadly three-point shooter from what I remember playing the game. So, he's gonna be definitely a guy I'm gonna be looking forward to a lot. He's also our best player on terms of overall. Looking down. Of course, we got a very mediocre roster that you guys can see. Hey, this guy's from Africa. So, shout out to him. Got a couple guys from Europe, too. I just not seen that. So, that's pretty cool. Looking ahead. Pep Talks. What is Pep Talks? Oh, that is so sweet, guys. We can give that to our players. That's dope. Okay, we're gonna look at recruiting just really quick. I don't want to take too much time. Of course, we're in the state of Illinois. Welcome to Power Recruiting. This is where you will discover your team's future superstars. Use the filters to help you quickly locate the exact players that you want. Use the recruiting priorities in your coach profile to adjust rating for the style of player your program needs. Invest time with high school juniors, sophomores, and freshmen for big payoffs in the future seasons. Alright, so place recruits you're interested in on the target list. It's an easy way to keep tabs on prospects. Even over multiple years as they mature from freshmen to seniors, if the recruiting assistant is turned on into your coaching profile, or your CPU coaches will go after prospects in order to see your list. Okay. So, we got 4 scholarship offers to do. Choose the recruiting task you would like to assign, then pick the coach that you would like to carry it out. The effectiveness of the task is determined how well suited the coach is for the job, so make sure you send the right man. However, each time your coach travels to visit the recruit, it takes him out of practice for that day, which means you will have less training time overall that week. Note, some tasks are not available until other tasks are complete. Oh, that's nice to know. Let's just recruit him for now. Hit him with the email. Let's do him. We got a couple 5-star guys that are interested, which is actually kind of cool. Interest level 73. Let's have him do it too. They're all unsigned, so. And we can do this, throughout the season as well. I'm just looking at a group list of guys. So I'm going to do a couple of things real quick, and then we will do a couple more things, and I think we'll be done with episode number 1. Alright, guys, so we are officially set to get underway with this series for next time. Of course, this will be coming out on the next Monday coming up. So if you guys enjoyed this, let me know by going in and dropping a like and leaving a comment. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Check out my other playlist to get more of a grasp on what I mean when I say commentary. Like NCAA basketball, or I'm doing Madden 20. And also I'm doing NCAA football 14. So take a look at some of those, get a little grasp of what I'm like on here. The next time you'll see my face will be at the off season, which is kind of crazy. So usually these games take about 2-3 months on average for me to finish the season. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all later, man. Deuces.